Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm TGC, and today I have something very exciting for you all. This is a two-way vertical flying machine that serves as a two-way elevator. It's extremely compact, and because it's a flying machine, there's no redstone in the middle. Middleman is entirely cut out, nothing here. This makes it much more resource-friendly, and it's also very compact. 2x3 flying machine. The only addition to this is going to be at the bottom when you're launching it up, which could easily be hidden, and at the top when it's launching it back downwards, which can also be easily hidden. So let's go ahead and land here and take our first trip. Our up speed is 2.2 meters a second. That's going to be 2.2 blocks per second for those of you who don't know. And we're going to very quickly get up this distance of 20 meters. There we go. At the top, and just like that, I can hit the button and easily send it right back down. This is going to be the 1.33 meters a second, which is definitely slow. If this is bothering you, it's easy to install a water drop nearby and drop down extremely quickly with the power of gravity. Alright, and right now we're arriving at the bottom. Let's go ahead and check out the machine. 6 slime blocks, 2 sticky pistons, and 2 regular pistons, as well as a redstone block, make up the actual flying machine. The launcher requires a little bit of redstone, some repeaters, a sticky piston, and a regular piston, as well as a piston back here that's very easily hidden. We also have furnaces, which can also be replaced with obsidian, that are immovable blocks that are important to have so that the slime blocks do not interfere with the blocks around it, which can cause the machine to malfunction. Now let's check out the top. 2 regular pistons, once again some immovable blocks, and a little bit of redstone is all you need. Then of course 2 buttons to send you on your way, and that's all it takes. Something to mention before we get onto the tutorial is that this design can only face north and south. If we look at the F3 menu, you'll see the facing south and facing north option. If I'm facing west or east when I build this machine will not work. This is due to some directional mechanics, and I'll look for a fix for this soon, but for now I don't have one, so you'll have to build this either facing north or south. That is a drawback, but it's very easy to get around, so let's move on to the tutorial. To start off, let's build our base floor design. For this, we want 3 immovable blocks, 1 here for the floor level, and 2 scaling next to it with a button on the top one. You can have furnaces or obsidian for this. In front of this floor block, 4 blocks down, we're going to want to have another movable block to hold the flying machine when it's down here. On top of this, we want 3 slime blocks going upwards, 1 on the top right, 1 coming off the middle, and 1 coming off the left of that. Now it's just time for the pistons. Over here on the right block, underneath, we want to have a regular piston facing upwards. Diagonal of it, we want a sticky piston facing upwards. Now we need to put the 2 on top. Over the middle 3 blocks, we want a sticky piston facing downwards. And over this far left, we want a regular piston facing downwards. Now we just need to have a redstone block here in between those 2 pistons, and we're ready to start working on the redstone. This is the hardest part, so be sure to follow along carefully. With the 1 block gap between the redstone block here, you'll want a sticky piston facing the block, and with the 1 block gap, we'll want a piston facing towards the slime block over here. Now we can go ahead and work on the redstone to connect these. Behind our button, we're going to want 3 blocks like so, with wire running across. To connect these to the pistons, I'm going to bring this down and set a 2-tick repeater here, running the wire in to attach it. Now behind this block, the 3rd block with wire, once again placing a repeater, but with 4 ticks, a block in front of it, now a gap bringing it towards this furnace with the redstone wire on top of that. The repeater will power this block, which will power the redstone wire. Underneath that, we're going to have our piston. This will send a block update to this piston, which will launch it once the redstone block has been moved. Now that you've finished the flying machine and the bottom ejector, it's now time to work on the top one. Over this empty slime block, you'll want to go 1 block above your floor level. That means that if you're at the top floor and you want this flying machine to stop at Y80 so you can get off, you want this furnace or obsidian right here at Y81 over this available slime block. This will stop the redstone block and the rest of the flying machine in place once it gets up to this level, which will mean that the flying machine will not go higher than you want it to. Now that that's done, you want to of course have your floor here and 2 blocks here for the button that'll start the redstone. Underneath this floor block, we want to have a piston, come a block off, 2 blocks forward, and place another piston like so. Now let's put a torch on the back of the button, come out a block, place some dust, and another torch. Off this torch facing the other piston, we want a repeater and a block on top of that piston. That's all you have to do for the redstone. Let's go ahead and hit the button. If redstone block is here, we'll hit it. It'll push into position. That'll send the flying machine back downwards. Now we can go ahead and launch the flying machine to send it up into position. Let's go ahead and board it and send it up. There we go. We'll now go upwards to the second floor. And once we arrive, we can head back down immediately by pressing this button. There we go. You can get off on the second floor if you want to. Come back on, hit the button. Redstone block will be pushed back into place, and now we can head back down. That's a flying machine. That's all you got to do for it. So that's all. Your machine should now be working. Make sure that while you're building this, you do not have any normal blocks contacting the slime blocks, so that the slime blocks would attempt to pull them upwards, which would ruin the machine. You do have a little bit of extra room on the machine in certain spots. However, in most cases, it's going to cause contact you don't want, but you do have 2 extra block space just in case. Just to prove this, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 blocks directly here and let it go to work. There we go. That's the extra space you have. But besides that, you can't have walls built up directly next to the machine that have normal blocks because it will ruin the way the flying machine works. So make sure that you're careful with that. You can have immovable blocks next to it because the slime machine won't attempt to pick them up. But thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I hope that I'll see you next time.